Hello everyone and welcome back to Teawithtorkwase, where I serve you the hottest tea from TikTok, Reddit, YouTube and sometimes X. Well, I recently got 100 subscribers. Yay! Thank you so much guys. I still have a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers, but I was like so happy to see 100 subscribers. Actually 104 now, 105. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So recently, I ended a 4-year relationship. Yes, and as anyone does, I went to TikTok to see what is going on the streets. And it looks like people are going through a lot right there. And because I love you so much, I decided to bring the entertainment from TikTok to you today. So with that said, let's get into it.
A year ago today, I almost got arrested on a first date. This story's just been traveling word of mouth up until now, but I think after a year of processing what happened, I'm finally ready to share. So interestingly enough, how I met this guy was through church, and he was highly recommended to me throughout several people in our town. Before I met him, he was marketed to me as new kid in town, college football player, super hardworking, great Christian guy. Everyone thought that we would be a perfect match. I ended up meeting him in public after he was marketed to me, and I would not say that we hit it off, but he invited me to go to his...
Why does she keep saying marketed to me? Like they're selling beans or they're selling a bag of chips. He was marketed to me as this. The phrase is quite funny. Marketed. Like the word is quite funny.
Bible study. Well, I couldn't make it to his Bible study, but I just said like, oh, maybe I'll see you there. I don't know. But I ended up having something else to do, and I knew that the whole time. Well, then a week goes by, and I get a DM on Instagram, and it is from him telling me again that I should come to his Bible study, and this is the next Sunday. I don't have anything to do, so I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go. So I go. We don't really talk that much. I had to leave to go to my church after the fact, so that was the end of that. Well, he ends up DMing me on Instagram.
So, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm a Christian, and I'm not like just a church going Christian. Like I have a personal relationship with God. But this church thing is actually giving me a red flag, even though I grew up in church. Actually, because I grew up in church. Because somebody said that you have to see the church as a hospital. Everybody is coming there for different reasons. Everybody has a particular thing. So I don't know why he's really pushing for her to come to his church. Like I just met you, but it's possible that it's also like a small city, like a small town. That's the vibe is giving me, because if people are marketing him to her, it's like everybody does like matchmaking, that everybody knows each other. That's the vibe it's giving me. But if you are a Christian and I'm a Christian, I'm going to date a Christian person, you are not going to expect me to come to your church. I have my own church I'm going to. Yes, like, yeah, you it's not by going to church that I will see that you're a Christian. It's by who you are. Like, even by the Bible will say by your fruits, the things you say, the things you do. That's how I will know you're a Christian. It's not by you forcing me to come to your church. Also, it's also sounding like he wants people to vet her for him, because Bible study. It looked like he wants like his pastors or people that are his mentors to kind of vet her. It's giving me the wrong vibes.
I'm not gonna lie, I sort of was pushing hanging out, because when I got there, he was teaching the class, and I always thought that that's what I wanted, was like a youth pastor kind of guy, I thought. Well, long story short, we hung out a few times casually over about a week or two before the first date where the arrest almost happened. We did things like get ice cream. I went to his house for dinner one night, thinking that it was supposed to be for networking purposes, because at this time I was looking for a job, and it ended up seeming like a meet the girlfriend type of dinner, but I didn't really care. They were making milkshakes. I was honestly having a good time. So he tells me that he wants to take me on a date and treat me like the queen that I am. Now, I know that's icky, and I know I should have known right then and there that that's not normal, but personally, I think of myself as a queen, but in the cringy...
No, I don't think you wanting to be treated as queen, or you saying you need queen treatment is wrong. I don't think so at all. I want queen treatment. Actually, my name is Tokwase, which means queen. So, they did not give birth to me to suffer. They did not born me to suffer. So I want queen treatment. It's not cringy at all. You have to say what you want in a relationship. Like, say what you want, and if it's not working, put your slippers in your bag and walk away. Yeah, that's it. Like, you deserve queen treatment. You deserve queen treatment. There's nothing cringy about that.
It's cringy that I think that too, so, check myself there. And also, I just gotten out of a relationship with someone else where he did not treat me like a queen, so I was like, you know what, I'll give this a try. I'll just give it a try. So the date starts by him coming to church with my family. After church, I have 1 hour on our itinerary of everything we were going to do for the date. I have 1 hour to go home and kind of debrief. At this point, I'm not wanting to go on the date anymore. He has icked me out. He had shown up to my work. Like, I'm not answering the phone. He shows up to my work. I told him, I'd let him know if we were going to hang out later. And then I said later, oh, I'm going to sleep. He shows up to my work the next day and says, I was up all night waiting for you to text me if you were going to hang out or not. Like, you need to be better at communicating if things are going to work between us.
Well, no, things are not going to work between us. Because I cannot imagine anybody coming to my work. I can't imagine it. Like, it be it family or boyfriend. Like, what are you coming to my office to do? What are you coming to my office to do? Only if I'm working in, like, a grocery store or, like, a store. If I'm working in a store where everybody can just walk in and walk out. I can't just imagine my office, somebody, you cannot even come in security, but nah. There's one skit about a boyfriend sending some guys with with the face masks to his girlfriend at the office. Who's the birthday girl? If you know that, please just give me a like in the comment. Just put like a thumbs up in the comments if you know that meme. Who is the birthday girl? Who is the birthday girl? That's how cringe I will feel if anybody comes to my office to look for me. What are you looking for in my office? Nah, it's not going to work. Let's not even go there. I can't imagine it.
Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl. You're the birthday girl.
Red flags are already there, but he's hyped up this very grandiose date that I have to take part in. Like, I just really had to see what this man was about to do. So it starts with us going to church with my family. He invited himself with us. I have about 1 hour in between, according to the itinerary, to go home, and basically what I had to do was prepare myself to go on this date. I did not want to go, but I felt so bad to cancel, so I went. He picks me up, we pray in the car before we leave. First stop is McDonald's, because he said that my family did not let him finish his food at lunch. We were at lunch for 2 hours. He got chicken fingers, and the reason that he didn't finish his food is, I swear, he didn't take a breath. He didn't stop talking about how he is so mature. He's this and that. He's going to do this and that the whole time.
No way.
Nobody got a word in. And then after he got McDonald's, he got 2 cheeseburgers, and he starts choking on the pickle. And I know that I should feel sympathy for that, but I was really, really icked out at that point, and I really wanted to go home. But the date had just begun. Next stop, Krispy Kreme. He's complaining. He gets us 6 donuts, and he is complaining about how much those 6 donuts cost. Before we went on the date, he told me, don't even bring my wallet. He's paying for everything, treating me like the queen I am. So I just think it's really rude if you ask someone on a date and you're complaining about how much it costs. That's like, I don't want to be there then if I'm such a burden to you.
Even if he didn't say, I'm going to give you the queen treatment or any of that, why are you complaining about Krispy Kreme donuts? Why not treat me like a queen? When I hear you say, if you invite me for a date and I'm hearing you say, I'll treat you like a queen, I'm thinking a nice restaurant, where we dress up. I'm not going to do my makeup, dress up, and you're not carrying me to Krispy Kreme and then you're telling me that, complaining about how much it is. So I'm not poor. I don't know what about me looks like I'm poor, but I'm not poor. So I think we are not a match. What do you mean complaining about Krispy Kreme donuts? And you're not mature. Also, how is he meeting the family? Maybe they knew each other before this, but you're not meeting my family until you are ready to propose. No, okay, that's far. But you're not meeting my family until it is a very, very serious relationship. Nah, first dates with the family, hell no.
I don't want to be there then if I'm such a burden to you. Next stop, he knows that I don't like coffee, is Starbucks. And we are going in there and we get water to do a Bible study. We've prayed probably 3 times by this point on the date. And we spent an hour in there doing a little devotional together. Now he says the fancy restaurant that he had in mind for us to go eat was Texas Roadhouse. The place with the peanuts on the floor. But he's been planning this date for a week, and he didn't know that the town we went to, there wasn't a Texas Roadhouse. And before the Starbucks, actually, we went to the mall for the shopping part of the day. I'm assuming don't bring any money, blah, 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 like maybe he's going to buy me a dress or something. Nope, he tells me that he wants me to point out things that he would look good in and that he's not buying anything today. Well, I studied fashion in college, and I would say I'm pretty stylish. Everything that I just went along with it. At this point, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go along with it. I was like, well, this is cute. And he's like, no, it's not. Oh my God, no, it's not. Like, you have no style. That's why we're here. Look, and like, I need to calm down because we're not even at the peak. Not even close to the peak. So he's looking up, freaking out, what restaurant are we going to go to now? Or, you know, his notes app is of what to do, exactly what to do is off. So he's like, well, there's a Mexican restaurant over here. I say, I would love Mexican. That's exactly what I want. Let's go there. So when we sit down, he says almost immediately that his family likes to do affirmations. They, at dinner, go around the table and give each other positive affirmations. My family does not do that, and I am not upset by that at all. So basically, for the entirety of the dinner, he is just hyping me up. He's just giving me these affirmations. And this man does not know me, but I was like, whatever. I'm here. I'm just going to eat my food, and I'm just going to take all this in. I'm just going to let him hype me up. Like, what else am I going to do? Well, I wasn't expecting him to hit me with a, okay, now do me. Almost choked on my food. I started trying to remix some of the things that he said. I don't even know. I blacked out, and then I'm like, he asked the waiter for a box, and I'm like, I'm going to go to the restroom. Well, I had been on my phone all day long because this date's been going on. It's probably like 6 p.m. now, or 7. And I'm in the bathroom for at least 10 minutes, texting everyone back, saying, oh my God, this is the longest date ever. I think I'm about to come home, blah, blah, blah. Well, about 10 minutes go by, I'm like, okay, I probably need to go back out there. When I get back, he's holding his box. He says, are you ready to go? I say, yep, let's go. So it luckily started raining, so we just headed home. Well, now at this point, he says it's time for us to share our testimonies with each other. I won't share too much into that, but basically
Please, I beg you in the name of God. I don't have the patience for all this bullshit. I get that you're a Christian. Yes, I get that. But we're praying. Oh, this is date. We've not even finished the date. We've already prayed like 3 times. Didn't you pray in the morning? I mean, you don't need to do your devotion. It's me you're going to do morning devotion. This is, you know what? It's a huge red flag. Like, sir, what is it? Positive affirmation. If you do it in your family, good and fine. I'm not part of your family yet, so don't be dragging me inside that one. And this is why he cannot finish his food, because he's talking, yappa, up and down in the whole dinner. That's why he could not finish his food with the family when they were eating together. And now we're here again, talking positive affirmation throughout the food. There's a time and place, and everything has to be done in moderation. This is very weird. I think that's the best way. Very weird.
That, but basically he slut shamed me for having sex at 24 years old. He didn't just slut shame me. He almost started crying and breathing heavily, saying, I can forgive you. I can get through this. It's gonna be okay. And I'm like, I do not need your forgiveness. I am okay. I'm not going to let you ruin a happy, good memory for me. Basically, he found out from me saying, you know, my last relationship.
I can't anymore. Like, what the... Why are you even forgiving me? Who did I ask you for your forgiveness? Did I ask you for your forgiveness? Nah. Just know what this reminded me of. You know, there's something was going on around on TikTok about a girl that was pregnant. I think she wore like a white dress in like a black American church, and the pastor called her to the front of the church to apologize to the church and asking for the church's forgiveness. Maybe I'm not Christian enough, but what is that? The only person's forgiveness I need is the forgiveness from God. I don't need your forgiveness for anything. And if you see how the pastor was even very sassy about it, oh, you're not going to do this here, you're not going to... Everybody has their own personal Christian journey. Don't carry your own and come and join my own. Do your own, I do my own. I will come to church, serve God, and go back. Like, you don't come and be judging me as if you, after Jesus is you. I should come and be greeting you in the morning. Good morning, Jesus. I say, good morning, pastor. Hell no. Please, I'm saying all that to say, she does not need forgiveness for anything. This is just bullshit.
He found out from me saying, you know, my last relationship was not the most Christian of relationships. It wasn't like I'm out here saying, you know, I'm banging everybody in town. So I'm like, take me home right now. Well, it's raining, it's dark out, and I'm just like disassociated. And I realize almost right before we get to my house that we've been dead silent this whole time, and I accidentally busted out laughing. Well, then obviously he looks at me and I'm like, oh, my bad. I just was laughing. Oh, well, he's not laughing. Next thing I know, he starts beating on the steering wheel. This sucks! This sucks! This sucks! Then he looked at me with the craziest eyes I've ever seen and said, you know what? And I said, what? He said, the devil's gonna use this against us. The devil's gonna use this to tear us apart. And then he wiped his tears. I do the only thing to do after something like that. Well, first he hugs me, kind of won't let me go in the car, prays about my premarital sex, and then I go inside and cry and sit in a dark room for the next 24 hours. Well, that night, The Bachelorette's coming on, and I'm starting to feel more back to myself. I'm in my peace and quiet in a dark room watching The Bachelorette. I mean, that is my me time. Well, during a commercial, I'm scrolling on Facebook, and I see, me and him. It was a picture of us leaving the restaurant that the restaurant had posted. And the caption was, the USA might be free, but this restaurant isn't. 4th of July Dine and Dash edition. It had 148 shares, and it had comments like, I hope they get diarrhea, scum of the earth, making fun of the way we look.
He didn't pay for the food. I don't think you can go lower than stealing. He didn't pay for the food. What was it all about? Oh, I'll give it queen treatment. You didn't bring money for food? And you're talking about queen treat? What kind of queen treatment are we talking about here? So he's a thief. And with all the prayer and the kabashing on your head because you had premarital sex and he comes to here to steal. This is a disappointment. This is shameful, sir. Shameful behavior.
I call the restaurant crying. They feel bad for me. Take the picture down. They said they got 70 new followers from that. I'm like, congratulations. I text him a screenshot of the picture. He says he forgot to pay. And that's not even the worst part. Comment if you want a part 2 that will tell you why my family had to change the code to our door and I moved out of the country.
We have the part 2, guys. Don't even worry about it. I got you. You know what? By the way, if you have any advice for, like a young, gorgeous queen about dating, newly single, let me know. Give me the advice, guys. I need some help. It's been a while. I've not been on the streets in a while. So I'll need some help. So if you have any advice for me, dating advice, drop it in the comment. So, to part 2.
I almost got arrested on a first date a year ago, part 2. I would just like to start by saying that if he happens to come across these videos, then have fun feeling the same shock that I felt when I saw our picture on Facebook, dining and dashing. Also, if you're wondering why I'm so dressed up, I'm about to go to a concert. And also, if you're wondering why part 2 took so long, I've had a lot going on. So sorry. So let's get into the tea. But first, if you haven't watched part 1, go watch that now. So where I left off on part 1 was that after he cried about my premarital sex, I then find out the next day on Facebook that he did not pay for our food on our date. So that's what I'm referring to by almost got arrested, because we stole the food. I did not know we were stealing the food. Obviously, he said at the time that he didn't know that he was stealing the food. But if you wait a little bit more into the story, that's not so true. So immediately after I see the post, I call the restaurant crying, and they actually felt bad for me, and they were just as concerned, if not more, than y'all are, and wanted to be assured that there was not going to be a second date. There was, of course, not a second date, and I didn't hear much from him, if anything at all, just a few phone calls that I ignored. I saw the post on Monday night, and Friday afternoon, I'm at work, when someone walks in with a huge arrangement of flowers. As soon as I see it, I immediately start shaking. I work in retail, so my schedule is really crazy. It's different every week. So 1, how did he know that I was even at work? And 2, it wasn't just an arrangement of flowers. Inside the arrangement contained an envelope. Inside the envelope was a 2-page typed letter and $40. The $40 was to repay me for the meal that he stole that cost $60.
No, I'm not the restaurant. Why are you paying me? That's number 1. I'm not reading a 2-page letter. I am not doing it. If it's not a document from work that I'm reading, I'm not reading a 2-page letter. If you send me a message that is more than 5 lines, send me a voice note. Because I'm not going to be doing this on my time off. No, thank you. I'm not. And yeah, it makes sense that, okay, he came to her office or her work because she's working in retail. Okay, makes sense. Because I'm like, if you're working in like an office or any other place that does not allow visitors, like, What are you doing there? But it makes sense now that she's working in retail, so he can come around. Nobody can stop him from literally coming into the store. Nobody can stop him. So it's not as weird as if she was working in an office. That would have been weird.
$60. Now, I feel like reading the letter is going a little bit too far, but if this post gets 100,000 likes, then I guess I'll have to share it with y'all. The basis of the letter was him apologizing for his careless words, his reaction to my premarital sex. 1.5 pages revolving around my premarital sex. And then at the end of the letter, it was signed, and then there was a PS. The PS said, "I was embarrassed by the events of Monday night. Please allow me to repay you. Thank you for handling an awkward situation with such grace." I handled it with grace for a year. That night, I discussed with my family on what I should do now because I was genuinely freaked out at this point. And this is where changing the code to our doors comes in. After I saw the post on Facebook, my whole family sat around in the living room trying to figure out how we didn't see this coming. And the more we talked about it, the more and more red flags we started to realize. So one night before the date happened, I was having some friends over to watch The Bachelor. First red flag, every time that someone on the screen would start kissing, which is very often on The Bachelor, he would cover his eyes.
Oh
the
my
next red
God.
flag is that
Are
my
you a
sister brought to
child?
our attention that when he was there that night, he tried to feed our dog chocolate. And next was that my sister said he was telling her how he thinks that everyone should own a gun and carry one with them at all times. And that night, when he came to watch The Bachelor, he had a huge book bag with him that I have no idea what was inside. And next, we're getting to the part where I moved out of the country. Guilty, not out of the country, out of the continental United States to Hawaii. Right before this happened, I was offered a dream job in Hawaii. When he found out that I was offered that job, he started thinking about how he could move to Hawaii.
Who called
Luckily,
you?
I'm here and he's not.
Good.
I'm mainly posting all of this, not just because it was very traumatic for me and it's kind of funny and it's crazy, but to bring awareness to other women who are dating right now that you have to be more careful, you can't be so nice and trusting, unfortunately. So where are we at today in this story? Well, initially I just unfollowed him on Instagram and he unfollowed me. I ended up going back home for a little bit and I noticed that he was watching my Instagram stories. How he knew I was posting Instagram stories when he didn't follow me, I don't know.
Different
At the time,
accounts.
I felt like it was best not to block him because maybe if he could see me online, then he wouldn't try to find me in person. I was genuinely worried that he would try to find me in person. Right after the fact, the flower situation, he would walk past my work almost every day on his way to the gym and stare in the window. So I really didn't want to do anything to ruffle his feathers like block him. Well, I end up, of course, running into him in public. I just ignored him as best as I could, and later that night, guess who followed me on Instagram? He did. So at that point, I finally blocked him. Not just because that's weird he even tried to follow me on Instagram again, but because after the part a year ago all went down, I sent him a text saying, because he kept trying to call me after he sent me the flowers, and I sent him a text saying, after the way that the date went, the dining and dashing, and the creepy letter, I am very uncomfortable, do not respond to this text, and do not reach out to me again. He never reached out to me again, other than walking past my work, until that follow almost a year later on Instagram. I also have no problem sharing this story on the internet at this point because I have heard from multiple sources that he is going around telling people that he works with that he did it on purpose and that he thinks it's funny. And long story short, he was right. I guess the devil did tear us apart. I hope y'all found the story funny too. I hope it brought awareness to all the women out there dating to be more careful. If you like this story, give me a follow. I have plenty more where that came from, including a story that I can't share until the lawsuit is settled.
Okay, so this is just crazy, just crazy all around. You know, these people, and like it is like an obsessive behavior for him to be like, so you must come to my church, oh you must do this, oh I always do with my family, you must do. I don't even know you from anywhere. Wow, what is this? Also, her last comment of being safe at this point in 2025, the year of our Lord Jesus, 2025. I see everybody as if you are either part of the 70,000 men on the Telegram group chat, or you're among the 100 or 1,000 people that Lily Phillips and is it Bobby Blue or what's her name are sleeping with. I have to vet you first. You have is guilty until proven innocent for me now in 2025. No nice girl, no nothing. People are mad running on the streets. I'm not going to be nice about anything. Like, I don't know you from anywhere until we have a committed relationship. I don't know you. Even at that point too, I'll be looking at you side eye. Not to say I'm not going to be like standoffish and stuff like that. No. I'm a happy person normally, but there's always going to be something behind my head, at the back of my head, saying, are you one of the 70,000 men? Especially because I'm in the UK. Or are you part of the 100 or 1,000 or 300 men that they are sleeping with on the interwebs? Anyway, let's go to the next story.
As well. Yeah. So I hope this was really worth it to you. You really wasted my time and my energy today.
I hope you have a better day.
Oh, well, I was having a great day until you showed up and decided to waste my time.
Do you mind if I close my door?
I don't mind, ugly fuck.
So, yeah, I'm done dating. So last week, I saw this girl on Mutual. That's the Mormon dating app, and I'm on there because, like, you know, I'd like to be with somebody with similar values, and you know, used to be maybe in the church, and so they know where I'm coming from, and I'm very upfront about like that I'm not active and all that. So anyways, I see this girl, very gorgeous. She's got like her business information and her phone number's on her profile, and she does like teeth whitening and esthetician stuff. So I texted her and I was like, hey, I don't know if you knew, but your phone number's in one of your photos on your dating profile. And then what did I say? I said, maybe it's intentional. I'm very interested in you, so I was thinking if you're game, I could pay you to whiten my teeth, and then if you were attracted to me and we hit it off, I could ask you out on a date. So I sent that on Wednesday. Thursday night, she texts me and she says, I'm getting evicted and I have $2,000 of rent to pay. And she put the dollar sign after, so I'm like, oh, I'm getting scammed. It's a fake profile, you know, that's a red flag. So I like looked her up a little bit, and then I was like, oh no, it's like a legit business. This is her number. And so I just sent her a really nice text, like, you know, I know things are tough for a lot of people right now. I hope things look up for you.
Is it just me? Or why am I knowing that you are broke? Why am I knowing that you have whatever problem? First text, our first conversation. I don't know you from anywhere. Why do I know that you are having financial problems? How is that why do I know that information? And I truly and honestly believe that before you say you are ready for a relationship, that was too dramatic. I was just trying to adjust my shirt. Before you're saying you are ready for a relationship, you have to be ready in all aspects. You have to be financially ready, emotionally ready, everything ready. You're not going to, it's supposed to be like a full person, another full person meeting too. You understand? We're not coming here with quarter, and then a full person. There's going to be a mismatch somewhere. Only if you're looking for a sugar daddy, and then I cannot stop you, babe. Say, go and get your bag. But if you're like, why were you letting me know that you are broke for the first conversation? I don't think broke people should be dating, to be honest. Like, only if you make it clear from the beginning that, oh, maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's making it clear that she's broke. So if it is up to him to decide whether he wants to be a sugar daddy or not, because like, don't let me know that you're broke.
Like, if you end up getting evicted, let me know. I'll help you move your stuff out. Didn't hear back from her. And then today, like, right as I was getting off drill, she's like, I charge $199 for teeth whitening. Would you like to do it today? And I was like, oh, I'm about to get off work. That could work for me. So, I texted her. I was just like, oh, I'll be in uniform. Is there a place where I could change clothes? Because I don't really want to do it in my uniform, blah, blah. And then, so she sends me the address. And then she's like, it's downtown, so there's only street parking available. And I was like, okay. So at 4:41, I said, sounds good. We just got released, so I can be there in like 25 or 30 minutes. And so she sends me like some directions of how to get there. So at 5:10, what did I tell you? I said 25 to 30 minutes at 4:41. So 5:10, so 31 minutes. I was 1 minute late. I was like just trying to find a spot, and I called her because like there's only a couple spots out in front of her, whatever she rents there. And so I was like around the corner. I called her. I was like, hey, to see if one would open up. So, and then I texted her. I was like, hey, will you just see if one of those spots is opened up? And she texted me back. She says, yeah, I have something else to do after this. There's plenty of street parking. I don't know what kind of games you're playing. So now I'm like, oh, I must be in the wrong spot from what she's talking about. So I park my car where I'm not supposed to be parked in front of her thing. It says permit only. And I walk in. I'm like, hey, I must be confused because I don't see any spots open on the street to park in. And she's like, I told you could park over at the Megaplex, with like all this attitude. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna pass. And so I turn around and I start walking out the door. And this must not have been her first rodeo, because immediately she starts filming. And she chases me out the door. I'm not kidding. She chases me out the door. She runs over to my car, she's like taking pictures of my plates. She's like, I'm gonna call the cops and I'm gonna tell them that, because I told you there's $100 cancellation fee. And I'm like in shock, because I'm like, what is going on right now? So I'm like,
I was so sad for this guy, because even the way he's talking, it sounds like someone that's just a happy person with like a cheery attitude. Only to meet this kind of person. It's so funny. Like if you're financially, like if you're going through it financially, I think you should just give yourself time to like recuperate. Like let your money, stack your money first. Also, what is with the attitude? If you're coming to beg me for money, if you're coming here, the first conversation you are begging for money, I will expect you to have a good attitude. You cannot be broke and also not have a good attitude. You have to pick one struggle. Even we have to know which one we're supposed to be helping you with, because like, what is this? What is the whole attitude about? And it's because of the attitude that he because you see that he didn't even stop. He didn't say he doesn't want to go on with the date or the appointment after he heard that, oh, she's broke, blah 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 blah. It was the attitude that was the problem. Like, so to me, it seems like just a happy guy. And then when we're talking about, even if you're looking at it from just like an employee, like a client, you're not going to be talking to your client like that. Like you have to be hospitable to your client. By the way, I also like make hair, like braids and bridal hairstyling. So I have experience having conversations with clients. Like there's a level of hospitality that is required to be in any service, any job that you're providing any service to anybody. Like that is how the attitude was not necessary at all. Whether as somebody you're dating or somebody that is coming to do like use your service, like what are you talking about? Possibly that's why she doesn't have enough clients to get her enough money, because this is how she is being cranky to all of them. Like what's the need of the attitude?
So I'm like, okay, yeah, you can call the cops. Here's my ID, like, because she's like taking pictures of my license plate. I'm like, here, I'll make it easier for you. Here's my ID. You can take a picture of that, and you can tell the cops this is who I am, and they can look me up. And like, she's just like, I told you there's $100 cancellation fee. And I'm thinking in my head, I didn't really want to get my teeth whitened in the first place. I was just trying to get my foot in the door for a nice date with a beautiful woman. And so she's like standing in the way of my door, so I can't shut it without touching her. And I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna fall for that. So I'm like, hey, can I close my door? And anyways, so I'm closing my door, and she's like, you ugly fuck. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting out of here. So then she starts texting me, and she's like,
just let it go.
So she sends me $100 request on Cash App. She says, what does she say? She says, I'll be letting them know probably letting me know. I'll be letting you know you're basically blacklisted to all women in Utah now. I texted back, I think I'll be okay, with a smiley face. And then she texts me and she says, I should be charging you the full price, the full $199 for wasting my time, but you can go on ahead and pay the $100 cancellation fee so that this doesn't have to get escalated any further, and we can just go about our day and leave each other alone. And I don't respond. Then she sends me a link to a TikTok video that she's like prepped, and she's like, You can pay the cancellation fee, or this TikTok video can go viral after I share it to multiple Facebook groups and my Instagram with 140,000 followers.
Nah, this girl, she's just a scammer. That's what she does. I think this is her MO. Because first of all, is it me or $100 cancellation fee? Is that what people are doing in the environment? Americans, is that what you're doing? $100 cancellation fee. And when she realized that the financial blackmail is not working, she now wants emotional blackmail. I'm going to do send it to my followers, blah 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 blah. If you don't pay me, like, baby girl, pick your struggle, okay? This is it's not the right attitude to dating. Maybe she doesn't want to date. Maybe she's just using this to. Maybe this is how she earns her living. Who am I to judge?
And like at this point I'm driving, so I'm just not even engaging, and this whole time she's calling me. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. She's psycho. I don't know what kind of mental health medication she's on, but it ain't working for her. She needs to find something else. And then she says, I don't understand why you offered to pay for teeth whitening just to waste my time. I know I should have charged you the full appointment up front like I do with all my other clients before allowing you to come waste all my time and energy. If you're a man at all, you would pay the cancellation fee for wasting my time. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and I did nothing for you to treat me that way, and I don't deserve my time and energy to be wasted that you did that. And then she texts me a couple minutes later and she says, sounds like you have a business to frostbite food, so I'm gonna make sure that business does not go well for you. What she doesn't understand is that I have nothing to lose and I probably need that $100 worse than she does right now. So,
and all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. Frostbite foods. So, oh my gosh. And she's like, I'm gonna blacklist you on all the dating groups. I'm like, girl, I'm done dating, so go right ahead. I'm out. I'm gonna be a passport bro. I'm gonna go find me a nice young Brazilian lady to marry, or you guys can arrange me a marriage. But I am so done. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's how my afternoon went. But I'm going to be all over the internet in my uniform. I'm sure they're going to love that. And I should have just hurried and changed before I left. But I was
when I saw him in uniform, I was like, this was a bad decision. Like, whatever you're doing. Because I went to a military secondary school, and so I had proximity to like soldiers. Soldiers were my teachers, basically. And I'm like, these people take that uniform very seriously. You're taking it very seriously. So I was so sad for him when the whole thing happened with uniform. I know from the beginning he was like, oh, is there somewhere I can change out of my uniform? Because it's not going to be like 10 times worse because he's putting on a uniform. Like, anybody he's reporting to will give him, no, they will be really, really upset about it. Well, anyway, I guess you win some, you lose some. Yo, these streets are not even playing, no. People are not playing. God, I beg. I don't have energy for this kind of thing, no. So please just be arranging the husband for me, gently. I don't want to have all this stress, you know. I'm your baby girl. I'm not meant for all this. So, okay, guys, what do you think about this story? Let's go into the next one.
And anyways, so I'm closing my door and she's like, you ugly fuck. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting out of here. So then she starts texting me and she's like,
just let it go.
So she sends me $100 request on Cash App. She says, what does she say? She says, I'll be letting them know probably letting me know. I'll be letting you know you're basically blacklisted to all women in Utah now. I texted back, I think I'll be okay, with a smiley face. And then she texts me and she says, I should be charging you the full price, the full $199 for wasting my time, but you can go on ahead and pay the $100 cancellation fee so that this doesn't have to get escalated any further, and we can just go about our day and leave each other alone. And I don't respond. Then she sends me a link to a TikTok video that she's like prepped. And she's like, you can pay the cancellation fee, or this TikTok video can go viral after I share it to multiple Facebook groups and my Instagram with 140,000
Madam,
followers.
focus on your job. Focus
And
on
like
your
at this
work.
point I'm driving, so I'm just not even engaging. And this whole time she's calling me. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. She's psycho. I don't know what kind of mental health medication she's on, but it ain't working for her. She needs to find something else. And then she says, I don't understand why you offered to pay for teeth whitening just to waste my time. I know I should have charged you the full appointment up front like I do with all my other clients before allowing you to come waste all my time and energy. If you're a man at all, you would pay the cancellation fee for wasting my time. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and I did nothing for you to treat me that way, and I don't deserve my time and energy to be wasted that you did that. And then she texts me a couple minutes later and she says, sounds like you have a business to frostbite food, so I'm going to make sure that business does not go well. What she doesn't understand is that I have nothing to lose and I probably need that $100 worse than she does right now.
And you went to go look for a woman.
Publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. Frostbite foods. So, oh my gosh. And she's like, I'm gonna blacklist you on all the dating groups. I'm like, girl, I'm done dating, so go right ahead. I'm out. I'm gonna be a passport bro. I'm gonna go find me a nice young Brazilian lady to marry, or you guys can arrange me a marriage. But I am so done. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's how my afternoon went. But I'm going to be all over the internet in my uniform. I'm sure they're going to love that. And I should have just hurried and changed it.
Oh my God. You know, when I saw him in uniform, I was like, this is 10 times worse, like work-wise, because he was putting on his uniform. Because I went to a military secondary school, so that means like the soldiers were my teachers and like just soldiers everywhere. So I understand when it comes to like, don't play with your uniform and then going off base and then showing yourself like having this kind of altercation with your uniform. Oh no, it's going to be 10 times worse for him. They won't let it down. It's really bad. And then why is she trying to blackmail him for the $100 and then she was like, oh, she knew she was going to be like this. She would have charged him the full fee. Yeah, we don't mix business and pleasure. If he's coming for business, coming for teeth whitening, charge him the normal amount you would charge anybody, because people don't understand that. You don't know these people. You meet them from the dating app. You meet them, even though they are shining teeth, they are smiling. You don't know these people from anywhere. It's the same as any stranger you meet on the road. So why are you treating them any different from a stranger? He's a stranger, so charge him the full amount. And then if he wants to continue the relationship, you will not be offended that if he says he doesn't want to continue the relationship, you won't be offended. And then if he wants to continue it, you're not losing anything. So it's possible that she's upset because she charged him less than what she usually charges. And then now it went sour, which is, even if it's her fault, but charge your full amount. It's your business. You're not coming here to play. We're not playing here.
Before I left, but I was always like, oh, so I think I'm keeping my uniform, bro. Stupid. Stupid. So, yeah, anyways.
Oh my heck.
I think I met somebody possessed today. Like, I told her, oh, here's another text from me. Promote your small business, Utah. She's posted me on a Facebook page. His name is DJ Searcy. He apparently owns a business as well called Frostfight. He knew I was struggling financially, booked me at my place of business on a Sunday just to waste my time. Oh, girl, that's not quite what happened, but...
Oh, dear.
Anyways, I need to just block her number. So, how did your guys' afternoon go?
Actually, I went online to check for the frostbite food, and this had the opposite effect on the business because it's still showing like 5-star rating. Normally, if all these kind of things happen, you see that the business will like have like 1 star. They'll just flood them with 1 star, which doesn't make sense to me, because to me the rating system is to make sure that you use the service and then give people the feedback on that. So if you don't use the service, what are you you don't use sentiments, you don't crisscross sentiments with business. Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense for people to go and like flood people with 1-star rating and stuff like that. That aside, yeah, his business doesn't have any problem. And to be honest, that the ugly fuck, the ugly fuck was what sent me. When I saw that, I knew that there's drama here, and my senses, yes, and I was right. Good drama. Anyway, what do you guys think about this story? Let's go into the next story.
Story time on why you should be really careful about who you're dating.
70,000
So
men.
this is a true story, friend of a friend kind of thing. There was a young girl. She lived in New York City, and she was on a dating app and matched with this young guy. He seemed like a really great person. He had his stuff together, good job, lived local to the area. They talked for a few weeks. Everything was going really great. No red flags, all of that good stuff. He decides to ask her out one night, and they end up going to, she agrees, they end up going to this really nice restaurant. He pays, he's a gentleman, he's nice to wait staff. They wrap up the night, and they both go to their respective homes. And after she gets settled at her apartment, she gets a text from him saying that he lost his key, and he's trying to get a hold of his roommate. His roommate isn't home, but his roommate is also not answering. So he's kind of like stuck outside of his apartment. Just sort of like telling her that, and she just kind of figures, all right, I'll invite you over. So,
No.
maybe give him a little bit of time to figure out what's going on, either find his key or get in contact with his roommate.
No, I'm not doing that. Like, people, we don't know each other. We don't know each other. This is the first time that we knew that each other existed, because it's a different thing if it's different if I already have you as a friend and then we go for the first date and this happens and I'm like, okay, I know you from somewhere. You met the person from dating sites. Nothing you want to tell me that I'm inviting. There's nothing. The best thing I can do for you is to go online on Google and look for anywhere that is open 24/7. Library or any mall, wherever it's open 24/7 is where I'm going to send you. Maybe like, I don't know, McDonald's or something like that. Yeah, because I'm not bringing you to my house. You won't even know where I live until it is an official relationship. Like, you won't even know the area. You will not know. Like, no, guys, we have to be more security conscious. We don't know these people from anywhere. So, no, don't bring them into your house. They don't even need to know your postcode.
His roommate. So he comes over to her apartment and they have, a really nice chat. They sit on the couch. Finally, she decides that she's going to go to bed. She doesn't know why, but she goes into her own bedroom, which has a door, and she ends up locking it. And it's just one of those things that she felt like she needed to do, which I totally get. Like, new people in your space. Sometimes it's nice to just be extra cautious. So she goes to her bedroom, she locks the door, and he's sleeping on the couch. Around 3 a.m, she wakes up to a knocking on her door. It's her date, and he asks her if she has a cell phone charger because his cell phone is dead and he needs to charge it. This is the part where it gets like really crazy.
She was able, I don't know how she was able to sleep. Is it just me? Am I overreacting? Because now I'm at my big age. I'm 29 years old. Maybe that's why all my senses, maybe she's a younger person, because when you're younger, you feel like nothing can touch you, You feel like invincible. But as the more I'm getting older, I'm like, just some things that are here, like, and especially because I'm living alone now. No. Security is times 10. And even if you're feeling a kind of way enough for you to lock your door, then that is the same. Instead of locking your door, you should be telling him that, okay, since you're not able to sort out your problem, unfortunately, I want to go to bed, so please, can you leave? I'm not sleeping with a stranger in my house when I already had the feeling that I am not safe. Guys, maybe I'm just overreacting. Please, let me know. Maybe I'm overreacting, because This is some suspicious behavior.
Part where it gets like really crazy. So she tells him that she has one and it's on the kitchen counter, and she just tells him this through the door. She doesn't get up, she doesn't unlock the door, she doesn't go and find it for him. And I'm thinking to myself, if this was me, I would totally get up and grab it for the person and give it to them and then be like, all right, anything else? Good night. He says thank you. He goes, he grabs the charger, whatever. She doesn't know. She just goes right back to sleep. A few minutes later, he knocks on the door again. He said it's not working, and does she have one in her room? At this point, she's thinking that there's something up. She decides to call the police, which, once again, good for you, girl, for having the instinct to connect with the police. The police show up to the apartment. They knock on the door. She hears some commotion going on. And then she gets a knock on her bedroom door, because mind you, she hasn't come out this entire time. And it's a police officer. And he said, we've cleared the apartment. We have him in custody. We really need you to come out of your room so you can take a look at your apartment. She opens the door and walks out. And she sees that her entire living room is plasticked. And there is a set of power tools sitting on the floor. This girl, because of her instinct to not open the door to a weird request for a phone charger in the middle of the night, saved her. Before you decide to take someone home or let them stay at your place, think twice about it.
Plastics, like in all those what they call it, serial killer movies, where they'll put like plastic on the hole to avoid like blood splatter. Power tools. Where were the power tools before? Where did he pick them from? Maybe he went home to get it actually, and saying, oh no, he doesn't have the key to his house. A new fear. Oh, unlocked. Guys, we have to be really, really, really. You don't rape is the least of your issues. Rape is the least of our issues. People are actually here to kill people. Yeah, I think most likely going to be like a younger person, I guess, because I don't know. And what I'm just so happy for is that she called the police when she felt because why did he want to open the door? Why did he particularly want her to open her door to get the charger? He was trying every single way possible. People are crazy in this world though. People are mad. People have problems. So people different colors of problems. We have to be careful though. Just imagine that everybody is guilty until proven innocent. Because this God forbid, it's not our portion. But please guys, we have to be really, really careful. Make sure you're meeting him in public, very, very public, every single time. But to be honest, it's only God that can save us. But we also have to make sure that we put up all the security things in place. Even if we're saying, okay, we're relying on God for his protection, but you still have to put in all the security. I'm so happy she called the police. That's all I have to say. I'm just happy that she called the police. Okay, this is looking like it's going to be a long video, but I hope you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying it and you're still here to this point, please subscribe. Share it to your friend, because sharing to your friend will make the algorithm know that you like it. Subscribing will help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe and share. Do everything, all the things. Yes, thank you. I post videos once every week, mostly Mondays every week. So you'll find me Monday evenings here.
So I just said to her, look, I'm really sorry. You don't look like this type of person that would normally have bad breath, but your breath is really bad right now. Oh my God. And I'm not really trying to kiss. Recently, I was on a dating app, right? And I was out with my friends, and some girl that I had matched with had messaged me and was like, yo, do you want to stay over tonight? It was like a Saturday or Friday night. I was like, bet. Fuck yeah, sure.
Why are we bringing strange? It's possible that I've not been on the streets, and to be honest, I've not used dating apps. All the people that I've dated are people that I already know them, so it's like is this the normal behavior to bring a stranger into your house? Like, nah. Is it normal? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just old.
Yeah, sure. Now, this, as I'm getting older, when people are that easy, not that easy is a bad thing, but when it's that easy, something is weird. Something weird's going on. I wrote back, yeah, I'm down to sleep over. She was like, you want to just come to this bar real quick that we're at before I go home? Me and my friends were all like out. I was like, bet. So I linked her at this bar. She's there with a couple of friends. I'm talking to them. I'm getting to know them or whatever. I start to stand next to the girl that I'm supposed to be hooking up with. When I tell you I smelled the worst smell I've ever smelled. I'm not just talking, oh, she had the worst breath I've ever smelled. I'm talking this was the worst smell of all time, okay? It was so rancid. And it's her breath. And I'm like, is this her breath? Like, I'm like, fuck, this is her breath. And then her friends are looking at us standing next to each other. And they're like, oh my God, you guys look so cute. Kiss each other. Kiss. And she kind of is like,
no. Those are not your friends. Those were not her friends. They're definitely not her friends. Because I know that they know. I know that they know that she has bad breath. I know that they know. Because to me, even a stranger, if I'm going to say, it is like people that when you have like something on your teeth, they will let you continue going about your day when they're talking to you. If it's me you're talking to, I will tell you, oh, do you want to get something on your teeth? And then for your friend, you cannot tell a friend that, oh, I think you need to check this out. You're actually having a concern. And how? No, they're not her friends. She shouldn't even mistake it for that. Also, a good friend will not want to embarrass you, regardless of the situation or the location. Yeah.
And she kind of is like waiting for me, and I'm kind of like going like this, you know. I'm not trying to really kiss, and I was trying to think of any excuse to try to save everyone's feelings. So I was like, oh, I just don't really like PDA. I'm not a PDA type of guy. Total lie. I love PDA. But I was like, I'm not a PDA type of guy. They were like, oh, okay, whatever. The friends left. I'm trying to figure out how to go. Now, keep in mind, this all happened within like 10 minutes. So I'm like, how can I fucking leave without it seeming so...
Why do you want to kiss somebody? Why do you kiss somebody you just met in 10 minutes? And why are you going home with somebody that you just met? Why would you plan to go home with somebody that you just met from online? Huh? Ha, now wow. Things are happening.
She's like, I called an Uber. As we're waiting for the Uber, she keeps trying to kiss me again. And I was like, I couldn't figure out a way, what to do, or what to say. So I just said to her, look, I'm really sorry. You don't look like this type of person that would normally have bad breath, but your breath is really bad right now. Oh my God. And I'm not really trying to kiss. She was like, and I just can't believe I said that. Like, I couldn't believe it. The smell was so bad. I'm telling you, the smell was so bad that I was like, you have bad breath. You have bad breath. This is where you guys are going to be like, what's wrong with you, bro? I got in the Uber.
Yes, what's wrong with
like,
you?
In my head, I'm like,
I thought when he was saying, oh, and you don't look like somebody like that, but you're I thought that was his exit plan, his exit to leave. What are you doing in the Uber? What's wrong with you, actually? What's wrong with you? And how down bad can you be that you talk to that kind of person and still want to go home with the person? How down bad are you? This is showing more of who you are than who the girl is, to be honest.
in my head, I'm like, maybe when we get back to her place, I could be like, yo, like, we should both brush our teeth real quick. We should brush our teeth real quick. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe my breath is that bad. Like, I hope I don't have halitosis. I was like, what? She's like, halitosis. It's where you have bad breath and you can't help it. It's like a disease. And like the way she said it, I was like, oh, you definitely have halitosis. You know you have it. We got to her house. We get into her apartment. She has dogs, and she has a carpet in the living room. And she goes, oh, before you go sit on the couch and on the carpet, put these sandals on. I was like, why? Do your dogs piss on the carpet? And she was like, yeah, sometimes. Do you clean it up? Well, it's really hard to clean up. So your whole place just got piss and dog shit all over it? Yeah, I'm out. I left. I dipped.
Yes, good. Finally, something has made him to go. Something has pushed him away. Babes, how? Because, so that means she knew that she had the smell. She knew that she had that smell. Because the way she was saying that, oh, halitosis, she knew. And then, why are you living in filth? And you are bringing somebody to your house. Why are you living in filth? Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed? Like, so your house is dirty. You are going outside and you are smelling too. People are very bold in this life. Oh. People are very bold. Because I will be so self-conscious. Like, I will literally be like this. This is how I'll be. No. And I don't think it's the halitosis or whatever she's calling it. No. She does not brush her teeth. That's why. She doesn't floss. Go and meet a dentist. Brush your teeth regularly. And then, even he himself, like, why, if somebody, you still wanted to go on, actually thank God that he left finally, because this kind of person, I'm sure he would have closed his nose and everything to continue to do what he came here to do. Because he doesn't even have respect for himself. Because first of all, we're not even talking about STDs here, because I don't know why you're sleeping with somebody that doesn't have an STD check. First time you're meeting the person in your life. How? Disease proof. Disease does not touch you. And if she's not brushing her teeth every day, how am I sure she's having a bath every day? Well, you deserve everything you got. He deserves everything he gets from this.
I paid for a $40 Uber home.
Good, very good for you.
And this place was only like 10 minutes away from where I live. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm calling an Uber. And what's even crazier about it is when I got home, I couldn't get rid of the smell. So I brushed my teeth, still couldn't get rid of the smell. I put lotion on my face with some fragrance on it, still couldn't get rid of the smell. I threw up. I fucking threw up. That's how bad this fucking smell was.
He kissed her. That's basically what he's saying. He didn't say it verbatim, but he kissed her because why is he going to go and brush his teeth? Why is he the face? So that means he kissed her with the smell. And then tomorrow now, he'll go and be telling somebody else, oh, you look so pretty. Do you want to hang out? No, you kissed somebody dirty. You kissed the dirty person. Some people don't have any standards in life. Some people are they don't have any standards. It says more about him than about the girl, and I don't think he knows that. This is nasty behavior. On to the next one.
I was talking to a guy on Bumble yesterday who's 43 years old. Before we even started planning a date, he made a couple of sexual innuendos. Specifically, one of them said, well, if you want to have kids, we should start pretty soon, meaning tonight, with a winky face. To which I responded, haha, slow down. And then when he asked me on a date, he picked a place that was walking distance from him, but it would take me a 15-minute drive to get to.
First of all, I would have cancelled the date. We wouldn't have had after the having kids, something winky face. Right there is where the conversation would have ended. And I'll be like, oh, I see we are not looking for the same thing. So I'm going to be focusing my energy on people that I believe that are more serious or are looking for the same thing as I am. Because for him saying, oh, making all those sexual things, he has already said clearly what he wants. This is a 43-year-old man. 43-year-old agbalagba old man. You're a 43-year-old man and you're not ready, you're not serious with yourself. Coming here to come out with doing sexual jokes. Take yourself seriously. And if you don't want a serious relationship, make it clear. Okay, well, he's making it clear that he doesn't want to, because you talking about like anything sexual for the first few chats, we've not been met in person, it's definitely not going forward, because you have made it clear what you want, and it's not the same thing I want. So on to the next person.
Take me a 15-minute drive to get to. He told me, okay, let's meet at this time. And I was like, wait, are you not going to offer to pick me up? To which he responded, oh, I'm actually in between jobs. I just had to sell my car, so unfortunately I won't be able to pick you up. My response...
Guys. Hey, God, please. Me, I did not give birth to me to suffer. Me, I don't want anybody that's... You are in between jobs, so why are you not focusing on getting to the second job? Why are you focusing on dating when you don't have a job? You need to focus on your job first. When you finish getting your job, you focus on dating. What is this? In between jobs, and you're here asking for a date. The bar is on the floor.
Response was, oh, well then maybe you're not ready to date.
Exactly.
Maybe now is not a good time. And he said, oh, actually no problem. Like, I can get you a taxi if you don't have a car. To which I responded saying, great, that'd be great. And then he had the nerve to tell me, by the way, I'm not that kind of guy who's a giver in relationships. I will only give to my kids and my wife. To which I responded, okay. And then he kept on going, if you're looking for a sugar daddy, I'm not the one for you. And I said, what makes you think I'm looking for a sugar daddy? To which he responded, well, you don't really seem like one of those typical Dubai girls, like you were raised in Canada. So that's a huge reason why I actually swiped on you. And then I immediately unmatched without saying anything.
Thank you.
The next time you're afraid to ask a man for something, even as something little to pick you up for a date, just remember, when was the last time a man was afraid to ask you for sex? He asked me twice, but God forbid I asked him to pick me up. Then I'm a gold digger, I'm one of those typical Dubai girls, which I find so offensive, and I'm just looking for somebody to provide for me.
What? It's always people that don't have sugar that are always saying, oh, I've been looking for sugar daddy. It's people that don't have gold that are always like, oh yeah, gold digger. What kind of broke ass man is this coming from my sugar daddy? Even if I say I wanted to look for sugar daddy, you think it's you that I'll be on the date with? Me, I won't even wait for all the... I don't know. I think because I'm getting older, I'm getting getting more impatient. Because, and also, when he says, oh, I'm only going to spend it on my wife and kids, does it mean he has wife and kids? Or does it mean his future wife and kids, the only people that he's spending on? Because how are we even going to get a wife? You're not ready to book an Uber for a girl that you're saying you want to take on a date. Huh? These are the ones that will take you to the Dunkin' Donuts and be crying. I'm about 15 pounds. Girls, so we don't see something, no. We have seen something. Huh? God forbid. Anyway, we're getting to the end. Don't worry. Drink your, what they call it, Lucozade boosts. We are getting to the end. Don't worry. Close to the end.
We're coming out of a date and he's never gonna see me again. But he asked me a question that kind of made me go. He jokingly was like, oh, so who are these other guys that I'm in competition with? And I had to be like, other guys? No, you're in competition with me. You're competing against me because, listen, I'm fucking great. I'm fun.
I like that.
I know how to do everything for myself. But what is going to make you special enough for me to want to share my life with? Like, this man was like aghast because he was just like, I was being dead serious. You guys have to remember, you're fucking great. And I think the longer I'm single, which I think is like coming on it's coming up 3 years now. There is something else that like I love more than myself. I'm very sure of who I am as a person. Men are scared of independent women. Like, y'all should be. Like, if you are not coming in prepared and sure of yourself, then you're not gay.
Yeah, waste of time. Yeah. Yes. So, like I said, I just left a 4-year relationship, and I'm like, regardless of that, by myself, I'm a very, very busy person. I'm very, very busy. I have a full-time job. I'm a hairstylist during the weekends, and I have a YouTube channel now. So I'm very busy. I can do everything I want for myself. So if you're coming into my life, you are coming into my life to make my life easier. And it's not like I'm not happy to like invest my emotions and like my time into getting a relationship. But especially because I'm child free, like I don't want to have children in my life. So I'm not in a rush for anything. So I will sit down here, relax, cross my leg, and whoever it is that I'm going out on a date with, like, it has to be worth my time. If I'm coming out on a date with you, that means I just left work. That means I had a full day of work. I'm tired. Secondly, if it's a weekends, I could have had a client that day. I could have been making a cool cash that day, and I decided that okay, I can do that. I could have been sleeping. You know, this beauty is not easy to maintain. It's not easy. This is all from good sleep, good food. You know, so anybody that's coming into my life, you have to come ready. Come ready. And we move to the final. This is just a topper. This is just a cherry on top for you guys. Let's watch it.
My therapist taught me this analogy that I think about every single day. If we are living in a house that has no food, there's no food in the kitchen, no food in like the pantry, the fridge, the cupboards are completely empty. And we live there and a man comes to the door, or whoever you are romantically interested in, and has a really fresh, hot, delicious box of pizza. And he's like, hey, I have this pizza for you. Do you want it? And you're starving and you're like, yes, thank you so much. I'm so hungry. I need the pizza. And he's like, okay, well, the catch is I get to come in as well with the pizza. And you're like, okay, I'm literally starving. Like, I'll take whatever. Just get in here. Like, I need to eat that pizza. Versus if you have a fully stocked kitchen, fridge is full, pantry's full, cupboards are full. You have so much food in your house. And if somebody comes to the door with a pizza and they're like, hey, do you want this pizza? And you're like, yeah, thanks. Like, that smells delicious. And they're like, okay, well, I get to come in too. And then you're like, okay, actually, I'm not interested. Like, I have food inside. I don't need the pizza that bad. So no, thank you. And then you don't invite them in. The whole point of this analogy is in dating, when you have basically empty reserves of like self-love, confidence, self-worth, you are starving and desperate, and so you will take anybody that comes to your door with pizza. Anybody that's coming to your door to offer you what you don't already have, whether it's like acceptance, love, self-worth, whatever, you're like, yeah, whatever, I'll take whatever other garbage you have because that pizza, I need it so bad or I'm gonna die. Versus when you have worked on yourself, done all the healing work, whatever you need to do to like fill up your coffers, if you will, and like your pantry's full, your fridge is full, then when somebody comes to the door and you're like, yeah, that pizza smells really good, but all the other garbage, like, it's just not worth it. Like, I'm actually good. I'm not gonna starve to death without you. So you are better equipped to like reject garbage, basically. And so I thought I'd share because it is a bummer that my therapy sessions are not nationally televised for everyone to learn.
Okay, guys, you made it to the end. Congratulations. Whoo. Okay, so this is the attitude I'm in right now. Like, the attitude of, like, the place of, I'm happy by myself. And even my friends know that I like being by myself. Like, I enjoy my personal space. I enjoy my own company. That's it. I enjoy my company. Are you see how animated I am? It's just me and the camera here. Actually, me and you guys here. So I'm this animated. Just by myself. I will make myself laugh. I keep myself entertained. I am very, very happy. So I'm not even... And then also, I'm not even thinking about any biological clock anywhere that is ticking. You understand? Because I don't want to have children. So it's like, it has to be worth it. It really has to be worth it. But I'm really excited about this new journey that I'm in, because now I am financially independent. I am more mature emotionally, and you know, I'm really, really excited to see what like the dating has for me. I'm really, really excited to see it. I'm happy to be on this journey, and I may tell you one or two things about it. You know, I've seen some funny things on the dating apps. I don't know, like Bumble. I don't know, what do you call the other one? I forgot the other one, but Hinge. Is it Hinge? Yeah, Hinge. I'm not sure about the other one. I'm sure Bumble, the yellow one. I'm not sure about the other one. But it's fun. It's fun. I will keep you guys posted. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, watching to the end. If you please subscribe. Let me reach 1,000 subscribers. By first quarter, that means end of March. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed. So like, subscribe, share, everything, do everything. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.